west of called True Value Traders in Penrose. We have a brand new tractor with a push hog for $17,532. Okay. But they charge $375 per mile. And it's about 100 miles from here to there. You're talking a good $400 just on delivery alone from them. And they also have a used tractor. It's a 2016. We want $14,000 for the used tractor and $1,845 for a 4-foot push hog. The price of $15,840. $845. Like I'm saying, they charge $375 per mile for delivery. That's 4 different tractors that the town should consider.
They don't have the hours listed on here for the operation,
What kind of operation?
for how long it's been operating.
On the used one,
They keep hours on the vehicles.
the used one.
Yeah, but I mean, how many hours does the used one have? I mean, they could have ran that thing into the ground.
307 hours.
How long?
307 hours.
Monica, I think you need to sit between those two.
I don't know about that one.
We're loudly discussing, not physically arguing.
No, we're not hollering, we're discussing.
And the one for 17,532 is a brand new.
So there, brush hog or whatever it's called here, it says rotary, that's
Yep.
$18.45 for that.
Yep.
And the other ones charge them $22.49.99. It's so far.
Yes. But even Copart charges the delivery. $23,229.99. The only thing I suggest getting is a brand new one for $17,532.
The Cody?
But you know, that's up to the board, whatever one you wanna go with. And the only reason I brought that up, took it over, is because we still have that check, right? We don't want it to disappear.
In the bank,
Good.
we paid, we wrote a check to Sursa, so that would include it, right?
Figured on the bills.
Yeah. For the 500 deductible, the town had to pay, that's on the payment to Sursa.
What did we end up getting for a tractor that was lost 3 years ago?
21,100, was it 21,170?
21,000.
For a used tractor and crush hog, they can't find in the sewer line. You guys, if I need an insurance claim, you guys, I hope you file it for me.
That's what I brought up. I said, how the heck can we?
How did we get $21,000 for a $3,000 tractor?
Well, I think what it was, they went by what it would cost for replacement today. Is how they did it.
For an
That's
antique
kind of like
tractor?
when you have house insurance.
Yeah, which I do.
So, no, but I'm saying, so, you know, what you paid for your house, 7 years ago,
Just a heads up, usually insurance companies go by book value of the vehicle lost.
should happen to your house, you would get a higher premium.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing,
That's kind of like
I'm
what,
really not seeing a vehicle being compared to a house though, because you have, I mean, I'm glad for it. Whoever managed to deal $21,000 for that made a great deal.
I'm not gonna argue about that.
I'm not gonna argue, I'm accepting it, it's like a blessing in disguise, so nothing was
As
actually,
long as we're not carried out in handcuffs, right?
nope, nothing extra was done, and as a matter of fact, weren't they asking us, like, they wanted us to fish it out of the sewer? And
Well,
I'm like,
it's amazing it hasn't been found.
they, it was my understanding that they had it checked and they couldn't
Yeah,
find
they
it,
couldn't
so.
find it.
I don't know, but anyway, on this, all we did was file the claim on it when we did the roof for the community center, and when we did this,
Did we get anything for that?
we did. We told you and Bob, and you were gonna look into it, $3,100.
For that roof? It was
It's,
22,000 for a
yeah, but
tractor?
it's not the entire roof. The guy said that, okay, so the air conditioner sets here, and it's around there.
Okay, now,
But when
But
the
we're s-
last time,
yeah, and I'm probably getting off base on this, but it's been leaking for several years. And we didn't check for black mold, so can that be added in case that's happened?
The inspector did check for everything he said.
We got a certificate on black mold.
He sent the paperwork, and I believe I had put it in
we
your
could
board package
recheck it
before.
and, check on it.
In the previous board packet, I had put whatever they sent me, I had made a copy and given it to everybody.
Well, I make a
Okay, so-
motion to go with Cody. For 17. 'Cause
And
we haven't
that's,
checked-
okay, so we're gonna, if the board approves this, and it's plus the mileage, right?
Yeah, $3.72 a mile.
Unless we can find someone that is willing.
To drive to Penrose,
Okay, I'm not driving that.
I'm not either.
Unless you can talk them into it, free delivery.
Look, we can even get Trinidad to deliver for free. There's that's everywhere though.
I can talk to them, Chris again, if that's what we're going to see. You come up with something. Not maybe we can find somebody in town that will do it.
So this is what it looks like, or is that the used one?
It's a 20,
It's the 2025 Coyote.
it's a brand new one.
There goes the cops.
So it's coming with.
Bing bong.
And it's way bucket.
Yes,
Okay, did that include, the brush hog?
yeah, the 17,532 includes the brush hog and everything.
Must be going for a smoke break.
On 2025?
Yes,
I don't see where it says there's. Says loader with a grill guard and 48-inch Q&A bucket.
They go further down.
rotary motor down here. where it
Oh,
says-
there. I see it. Okay, thank you. See it? Okay. So the actual price was $22,681, and they gave us a low rate discount of $5,149.
Yes.
So it's 17,532.
Plus mileage for delivery. estimating around $400 for delivery.
It's about 100 miles.
About 99 miles here, you said.
We're looking about $368.28 in mileage.
And the check is for
Give or
what
take.
amount?
21.
So it's $21,100, and with this, so then this would also cover the $500 deductible.
So with this, the mileage, the deductible, you're looking at $18,400.
Somebody want to explain to me where all this money's coming from?
What month?
$475?
I'm not keeping my phone out yet. $18,400.
So I make a motion, we go with Cody, the 2025.
Second that one.
Ms. Galvin,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trill.
Yes.
Sewer pond, Commissioner Romero?
Again, I talked to this guy that Mr. Coca mentioned, his name is Dave. His last name. Anyway, he's got a aerator. Costs $22,000 for this thing. And it would also require some electrical work to be done down at the sewer plant. I haven't been able to get a hold of, Solar the outfit to see what they would charge for replacement, what we have down there. But you were saying that, we were talking with the state about water and wastewater stuff.
Greg with Colorado Rural Water.
And until that is straightened out, I don't think we should be looking at buying new stuff until we find out exactly what we're getting. You know what I mean? Well, that's another item that's got to be tabled. The aerator that this company has that's up north, they do have an 18-month lease. And at the end of the lease, which is 18 months, then the equipment is all Aguilar's. If you want to go there.
I would like to make a suggestion on whenever we table an item that we set a date for it to be re-dropped to the council. Because it seems like now we table a lot of stuff and it's gone.
I agree with you.
So if we table this, let's set a definite date that it's going to come back up.
The thing is that we need to get a hold of that,
Greg,
to find out from him what has to be done here. Straighten everything out before we get into buying stuff.
well, Greg has offered to, come and address the board. So if you want me to bring him in on the 13th,
Sooner the better. What do you guys think?
you met with Greg.
Yes.
Yeah, he's willing to come and talk to the board. You want it done on the 13th?
Yes.
Will he be available?
I'll check with him tomorrow. Can I get a motion to table this till, so then we're gonna table it till the 13th?
Motion to, table sewer pond items until February 13th.
Will that give you enough time to get the information?
Well, we need,
Greg.
we need to talk to Greg first, because he's the one that knows what has to be done.
Okay, so we're not gonna meet with him till 13th, so let's go for the next regular meeting. That'll give us opportunity to talk with him.
On the 13th?
And then,
So the 27th.
do more on the 27th.
Yes.
So then we're gonna meet with Greg, see if we can arrange it for the 13th. And then table the sewer ponds till, you said the 20th?
27th.
Oh, 27th.
Mr. Mayor, you make a motion.
Yes.
Did you, yeah, who's second?
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trujillo.
Yes.
New resignation, Mr. Thorne.
How about Marshall?
Oh, the marshal, sorry. We can't, even with the marshal, we have to, as we don't know, I mean, we've not had any response to the marshal,
Haven't gotten any applications.
nothing. Not, I mean, the only other suggestion I have is that maybe we try to look at the ad that we have and kind of change it. And, maybe that might help. And I have the actual one on the website, but, just kind of, I got one from Telluride and somewhere else. I don't have them on me, but I think that's something maybe to revisit the ad because we're not getting,
Are they listing the amount to be paid for the marshal?
You want me to grab the ad real quick, so you can kind of, maybe if you wanna look at it and add something for.
but I think,
Well, I think we should like maybe even get a roundabout estimate of what they're paying in Trinidad and
oh,
Walsenburg.
don't go Levita.
No, not Levita, no.
Levita's high.
Yeah, they are high.
But then we'll be back right in the same situation.
Right.
We can't.
We
Rolling off
don't
the
have,
wall.
right?
That's why I'm saying we need to find out again.
See, and like with the marshal, the town, you also, when they're doing the, I don't know, the interview process or, it comes with a house. What is it, a 2-bedroom house? 2, 3, I don't know. But it has a house on it. And I come to find out the other day, the town had been paying the the internet on it, and they stuck the town with the utility, with the electric bill, and, those are just things that we need to, as a board, to straighten out in offering this. So we can put that on,
We need to keep the electric on, especially through the winter.
Yeah, but I don't think the town should be paying, I mean, if
I
the
think
town is,
everything is on
the
there.
town is offering the house, I mean, the house is it's there. But I don't think the town should be paying for the
Utilities.
utilities or the internet.
No, because they're getting free room and board.
And that right there is,
That's our incentive since we're paying so low on payroll. This is our chance for an incentive because if we tell the guy, look, we're gonna give you $18 an hour and the house, and you have to pay all the utilities, I mean, by the time you figure out
Yeah, but look at what they're paying for house rents.
Oh, that's what I was
But
gonna
look how
say.
much police are getting paid.
I would say the house is enough, forget the utilities. I mean,
Or
they can
even-
run the utilities
Or
like
even
crazy.
offer the house and utilities, but internet is an extra. That's
Yeah,
something. that has to
internet
be
is an
done.
extra.
You know,
I
internet,
would-
cable, whatever the case may be, that's something that would be on the person who.
I don't know, I actually believe that the board should review what is being offered for a marshal and what we're willing to cover as far as utilities, because, I mean, gas alone is expensive.
Well, houses are expensive too.
And water, and so the town itself needs to change their rates. So that's gonna be a much added expense to the town.
I believe that house has propane, not natural gas. It's just water and sewer there, and then they have 2 wood burning stoves, or a pellet stove and a wood burning stove in the house.
We gotta revisit that now too.
What, do you have any idea what the utilities were running there? The electricity,
The
let's say.
electric, not off the top of my head, I can pull up invoice real quick if you want.
The town wasn't paying for the propane, correct?
No, we were paying the electric and the internet for over there. And that wasn't the agreement. The marshal was supposed to pay it. For some reason, it was in the town's name. We were supposed to get reimbursed and that never happened.
And it was left with a bill for like nearly $3,700.
Almost $4,000.
Those are, I mean, a lot of the issues that we're having to deal with. So if that's something the board wants to take a look at, you know, when considering a marshal, is to revisit the ad and, you know, what we have to offer as far as salary and the house and what comes with it. But I'll say, I don't know the condition of the house, but I do know that its rent alone is expensive.
Well, at some point, we're going to have to get a town clerk also. And I'm not seeing that the marshal's house has got to be a marshal's house whenever there may be a chance to bring in someone to live in it as a town clerk. That has to be done. I mean, we should have already have tried to get a town clerk.
So then basically that house that the town has can be utilized for any.
Yes. Well, the
any
last
work for
board,
any
the
employee.
last board was just dead set, it's gotta be the marshal. But we need someone in the house, a house sitting empty like that just deteriorates so fast. And so it needs somebody in it for one thing, and we need a town clerk, we need a marshal, code enforcement with the.
Building
It's a great.
inspector,
Code enforcement is a great plus, and that looks like we may be able to get through this. But
What do we pay for services from Trinidad right now
for what?
for marshal?
We pay
Is it every
quarterly.
time they come
It's
out? or-
quarterly, right?
It's quarterly, so it's running about,
30,
this last one was only, I wanna say $2,600. But previously it had been roughly 45 it just depends on how many calls. I wanna say last quarter it was 4,500, this quarter it was like.
every time someone calls, you know, whether it's a dog complaint, whatever, the town is charged for that from the marshal, from the
I
sheriff's
have
department.
this on the police for the entire year of 2024, the town of Aguilar has paid $11,187.50. And this is from the undersheriff at the sheriff's office.
So what are we gonna do with the marshal? Do you wanna table that and revisit it? I mean, or do you want her to run the ad she has now?
And the ad is outstanding. All these ads are through the Colorado Workforce Center, so they can be seen through anybody in Colorado. I mean, they've expired in the newspapers,
But we're not advertising the amount we're willing to pay.
no,
No.
it's just done basically, the only thing on the marshals is that, the house is included as part of salary.
And does it include in there, if interested, please call town hall?
Yep, I mean, it has the email address for Sarah, it has the mailing address.
Or can we base the pay off of what we've been paying Trinidad?
11,000?
No, I'm saying for, what did you
month-
say?
A month, let's see.
That's quarterly, and she just gave it.
Yeah, so this would be quarterly, so I mean,
I believe that they have somewhere in the range of like 30,000,
82, I think, was what we were
like
paying
30,
last
32, between 30 and 35 in there. And that's with house included.
So can we put that on yet? Advertising that amount of pay?
If that's what the board wants, I mean,
Have you seen?
We
the
still gotta
duties-
figure out what we can afford.
But have you seen the duties for a marshal? Because the last marshal seems like he was on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then we eventually had to get another marshal in here to give him a break because the town wore him out.
That's what we're doing.
I don't know, the last marshal I saw was always hanging out with Mark Piano, so I don't know, what hours he was working. I had to call out to him and, he's like, okay, I'll stay on the line, go ahead, and I go, well, okay, then why did I call you? So I wasn't, pleased with that type of service to the community.
Well, if we hired a marshal and we went off of the basis of in between of paying him, we won't have to pay Trinidad anymore.
Well, one of the times when I spoke to Navarrete, he said that if we did an IGA with the city, with the county, he would provide us with an officer 2 days a week, an 8-hour shift, which would cover the 2 days for a marshal, here to be off.
But in reality, they don't have enough policemen to do what they're doing. They really don't want to sign an IGA with this town. I mean, so they are so understaffed.
Well, I know that, we were sent an email from, this lady and she spoke to him. I couldn't get a hold of him. He, I don't know if he's out or I had one of his deputies call me, but he said, oh, that's about my pay grade. I can't answer your question. So I'm waiting for Navarrete to call me back on what, they can offer us. But from what the lady told us, she said that right now, all they can offer is 1 day a week for 8 hours.
Ooh,
I don't know.
somebody's trying to get police in Aguilar.
How many police cars? We got like 3 marshals vehicles, don't we?
Yes.
I mean, we need to get rid of some of the extra junk we have laying around here. And we sell one of the marshal vehicles. Which will help
And you
us
start with the lady
money.
to the left of the mayor, and the lady two over, just sitting in the green jacket. That's some dead weight they can get rid of.
Law enforcement Agency. We could look into that because we have 3 vehicles setting just getting older. And I'm big for every 3 years turning over your vehicles so you can start getting tax breaks on some of this, other than letting them set in a building over here and rot. If we don't have need for it, why do we keep it there?
Okay. So what would you like to do with the marshal? Table it, visit the,
I say visit the ad.
and redo it.
Yeah,
Okay, when will we bring it up again? 13th.
Make a motion.
I would say probably the end of the month,
At the end of the month.
the
27.
27th.
Make a motion, we revisit it on the 27th.
I second it.
Ms. Gelman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
yes.
Okay, new items, resignation letter.
I know this probably really got everyone excited. It was on there, but it was supposed to be to speak about resignations. And sadly, I'm not resigning. You're stuck with me until you find another way to get me out of here. I do have a lot of problem with the way that we're doing things as a council. And we discussed quite a bit of what I wanted to say tonight already, so it's like my involvement in Aguilar has always been to better the community by volunteering, starting community events, and involving myself with the American Legion. But most of you know me for is fighting a joint effort to bring Aguilar fair government by making it inclusive and transparent to the residents, along with the people closest to the town, which means the valleys around here, going there, the people who work and pay taxes and volunteer to make Aguilar a great place to live. A 3-year fight has had a lot of ups and downs with the government using its power to destroy people that had the nerve to disagree with them. How dare we? Over these years, I and others trying to help have faced a dictatorship that was run by a very small group, at times childishly turning into threats, acts of violence, attempts to take the rights of people away, using the power they had to discourage family and friends by filing false charges against myself and others, using a fellow code enforcement against agent with a firearm to threaten and abuse families, publicly issuing citations that had no basis in reality, slandering people's characters, filing a false restraining order, 80 pages. And that was to keep me off of the seat as councilman the first time. The town lost in court on the citations that they gave me, and then turned around and used the ordinances under an emergency clause. Later find out that these emergency clauses are really only active for 90 days. Then you have to redo it and bring it in as an ordinance properly. And then whenever Bob and I went through the ordinances, 3/4 of our ordinances are done under the emergency clause. So this really needs to come up to where, because you can't take someone to court for an ordinance that's not valid. And when we went through the book, largest part of these were not valid due to this emergency clause. This even went as far as after several false citations, the board attached had a problem with me having an RV in front of the house, and as punishment, they passed an ordinance to prohibit a vehicle weighing over 7,000 pounds to be parked on a residential street. And this really affected everyone here whenever they've done that. It was directed at me, but Monica, you got several vehicles that are over 7,000
I
pounds.
do, and I was the topic of conversation at the mercantile about my vehicles. So yeah, I'm very aware of that.
Well, and
But
I'm
that's not the
but
topic
see,
right
and
now.
that
Wait,
wasn't part of this.
Mr. Thorne, let's stay with the subject. Read the letter that you're reading to the board. We're listening to you. Go ahead.
That wasn't meant for something for any individual.
Maybe the mayor should shut the fuck up.
The emergency clause affected everyone in town. A 3/4 ton truck weighs over 7,000 pounds.
Can we get a copy of that,
I don't care.
please?
You want right now?
Yeah, she's gonna get it for us so that we can follow what you're telling us.
Well, look, I'm taking some of the stuff out, so after we're done, I'll give you the thing for copying, because I'm not saving part of it, because we've already went through. Okay. We went through a period of time in open meetings, employees of the town, friends of the mayor would publicly attack councilmen and not giving us the right to defend ourselves. But the council didn't do anything. These were actions of the mayor and the town administrator, and the whole thing was wrong to begin with. I'd not let someone defend themselves. And again, at that time, my family was insulted and threatened publicly, and really forced to endure lies. I continued to attend meetings where the police, town attorney, and council refused to include the people in any decision they made, often doing it in private. Meaning they had regulations against us, so we couldn't speak, we couldn't record, we had no opinion, which we got through with one meeting of the new council when we voted down that the violations for people's rights. It went to a recall election where I was recalled. The recall was held and I lost by a small number. I paid for a recount, which is another one of the problems that we had. I paid for something. I was told that the recount would happen in an hour. I spent, I think, $270. I don't have that wrote down here. But state law says that I can have a watcher. I was denied a watcher. I made a core request, spent like $170 on it. I didn't get the core request. So that turned out to where the town actually used its power to punish me because I didn't agree with it. I brought it up to other councils and the mayor stopped it. He wouldn't let it be discussed. There was no vote done on it. So over a 3-year period, the town has forced at least $3,000 from me through filing false charges, paying for the recount, paying for mine's missing the word. $170 that they paid, and I'll come up with the word here in a minute. And then it came into a year and a half of fighting with the council and the mayor to get to where we're at now. The new council in this in the fight for everyone's right in town came to where that we agreed to be transparent. We agreed to be inclusive. We as a group represent the people, not a dictator or a mayor who runs everything exclusively. And part of this, I'm talking about really that we need a town clerk. The major problem is really the micromanaging at the town hall, because it seems to me like we're lying to ourselves and to the people that are here whenever we tell them we're going to do something and don't, or we change our mind in the middle of it and do anything else but what we had planned. This next section I have here is we talked about it, the brush hog, the insurance, the mower, and how did we get to that $22,000 number. We have so many issues that were ignored or dismissed, such as the black mold that you said that he's done the test on it. So that's one of my problems was this slab out here in front of the place where that sewer plate is. That sticks up 3 or 4 inches, has for years now. That's a severe tripping hazard that's been brought to the attention of the town several times, yet no one's considering the elderly or the handicapped on this. We're responsible if anyone gets hurt with that. We have an A ramp. And the problems with it is we have the ramp, but we don't have any handicap parking that we have. We require other businesses in town to have that. The best place for it would be out here in the front where we reserve for the mayor. And the maintenance is using the front area when they could very easily use the back door and use this safe area for the handicap. So it's kind of a request that the maintenance starts working from the back door and we use that area. We mark it as handicap for van accessible and one spot for handicap.
Mr. Thorne, on that part, Sursa will not allow anybody to park there like all the time to block it because of the garage door being there.
Okay,
Somebody tell that bitch to shut the fuck up.
Speaking of the overhead door, so if the mayor's parking spot was used as van accessible, it would give someone in a wheelchair plenty of room to unload right there. Or someone that has problems where they don't have a wheelchair, but they have to unload through the side door of a van. And then over to the facing the building to the right side of that, if there was a single spot, neither one of these spots would block that door. So we have the opportunity to do that. And this has been brought up.
I apologize,
because
lady.
Ladies in the office have started parking on the side. You know, we could, we start things, we come up with the ideas, we talk about it, and then it goes into a black cloud somewhere where nobody actually follows through with anything. There's nothing wrong with taking care of the elderly and the handicapped here, and handicap parking is a requirement that we're ignoring. And you can leave the center of that open. It would, neither one of these spots would block that door. And it's not on here, but we don't have a flag out here. And as a veteran, kind of an insult to a government building doesn't take time to put an American flag up.
Or the Palmia.
Go ahead.
Vern, how long have you been on the council?
Longer than you.
Yeah. How come those things haven't been addressed? How come they haven't been taken care of?
They have been brought up, but these are things that the council needs to vote on and we need to start following through. The whole thing about this is if we're not gonna do anything as a councilman, that's why it's coming in as resignation. And whoever doesn't want to do this, you're supposed to be working for the people here. If you don't want to do that, then resign.
I agree.
You know, so, and that's why I put it in as resignation so that I could go through these things and let you know we're failing at our job.
Yeah, we are. And you failed last month when you walked out those doors.
Well, you
Very
failed calling me an asshole
unprofessionally.
too, so. you know,
Guys,
I'm not gonna get into
guys,
this.
with all due respect.
Okay,
I'm
Continue with
just
your
saying,
narrative.
we're gonna go on, go ahead, Mr. Thorne, finish, because we have a long agenda.
I'm trying to get through it. Now we have money coming in. We partially covered a lot of this. The HUB funds, they're in a general account, $42,652.64. But now it's commingled, and if we're asked to pay a bill, something, this money is earmarked under CRS 434208, and it has to be used for roads and projects along that line. Very definite regulations on how we spend this. Yet the money's commingled, so even if you give us an amount of what we have, we can't figure from that where each fund starts and where it stops. Because if right now, if we had the numbers of exactly what was in the account, and we're trying to work with people to bring them in as code enforcement, we wouldn't know to separate that. So the council's being left in the dark on a lot of these bills. And that's how can we approve the bills? It's basic. If you go to write a check, the first question is, how much money do we have? We don't get this information, and this has come up several times, but there hasn't been a remedy to it. I notice now we don't have bills to approve this month, so I guess there wasn't any.
There's a whole list of bills and all the amounts are on there, Mr. Thorne.
And the amount we have in the bank is on there too.
Yes,
Did you not look at your board packet?
Yes, and the applications there, we've been going through this. I had vacation requests. I got this.
Now there's a shock. Vern didn't get a full packet.
Total amount, right?
is on the second page of the bills. She lists out what our beginning balance is, what checks we have outstanding, and the amount of bills we have to pay, and our ending balance.
Okay, right there. And I'm sure it's in your packet.
You know what, there's so many times that it's not in my packet. And you tell me now it is. Waste time to go through it here is.
You don't have to, I already gave you mine, so we could move on. There's
Okay, well,
your,
the point to this whole thing is even looking at this right here, this has a beginning balance, an outstanding check, bills to pay. That's good. The ending balance is $160,117. Yet we can't go by that number because I just told you 42,652 of it is earmarked for roads alone. So we can't include that.
where are you talking about?
HUD fund, you talked about it last month. A lot of the HUD funds is money that's used for the roads.
We have not received that.
Excuse me?
We haven't received that yet. have we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that one.
That's the check I picked up for 28,000.
But totally totally on this, we have received 42,652. But it's co-mingled, and even if it's the number she just gave you, it's co-mingled with the other amount of funds. And this is money that we have coming in that's really supposed to run the town for this year, yet we're making up for last year with the money. There's nothing, this money is coming in with, I've got a list of, from here, what we've been, $82,000 in property tax, money from bank account closing, 21,000 for the tractor, 17,573 in sales tax. We have money coming in that comes in every year. But this money that we have to run the town this year is being used on last year's. And somewhere we're going to have to come up with another 155,000 plus. And we don't know the amount of the plus. So through all this, no matter what numbers were shown, we don't know what's going on. And let's see. And I've been keeping up with the things going on around here, like the police body cams of things. I'm getting threatened again. Someone's
What
telling me,
police body cams?
Hmm?
What police body cams?
well, for the fight that happened over at the Mercantile.
But, that doesn't pertain to us, the mercantile. That's a whole different thing. We need to deal with what's right before us right now.
It pertains to one of our employees
That's,
and the threats that I'm getting, and you're trying to play it off like it's nothing. But no one
well,
wants
you know
to
what,
address it.
Vernon? It's never been reported to me that you've been threatened. Mr. Romero, has it been reported to you that he's been threatened?
Has it been
Mr.
reported?
Trujillo,
Has it been reported? to
have you
that
had
you're
a
under
report
police
that you've been
investigation?
he's been threatened?
No,
This is
but-
my time to talk.
No, I'm just asking, but no, this is what I'm saying, Bernie, and I'm not sure where you're going with this. What is, I mean, you said body cam, there's nobody that's, I know, and this is the first I've heard of it.
Because this isn't discussed anywhere. No one wants to talk
Oh,
about it.
it's not on Facebook?
And what happened at the mercantile has nothing to do with my job or what's going on.
Except for you on body cam says that this is all about your job.
Yes.
Okay, wait, we're not gonna go there, so finish your letter.
Yeah, I'm finished with it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thorne. So that voids out advertisement for letters of intent. You all have in your board packets, wait. You have a letter from, the attorney that was sent, you emailed to everybody, so I hope that you all had a chance to read it.
You're talking about the
I haven't
international code?
received any email.
Yes.
notifications.
Well, I'll let him know that, cause I have, where's that copy where he's emailed everybody?
And that was part of this letter that I just done is, I don't get a lot of information. And I know part of it's because I told you don't contact me. And that was because of,
This is the part where he sent the email to everybody. And he asked that nobody respond.
because of we breaking what, the sunshine law?
Correct.
But we put things out and everyone responded.
Vernon, let's stick to the subject here, okay? We still have a long list to go. It's already gonna be 8:30.
On the international building code.
Oh, heaven forbid she should do her goddamn job. Oh, hell, she's gonna stay past 8:30.
So I think we ought to adopt the build, that international building code for the town.
Didn't the board approve
We didn't know what they were using.
the 23rd?
Well, according to the attorney who looked online, he said that online it shows her the 1991, which is incorrect. But we're using the 2012 now, so.
So that's what this letter says, is that,
I know, but they're using 2018, the San Luis County is. And I thought we were gonna mirror what they're doing. I don't see why we can't.
okay,
So I'm making a motion that we adopt the international building code 2018.
okay, so he's gonna do the resolution. This is what the letter is saying. It was requested, he reviewed the current building codes that have been adopted by the town and provide guidance on how to update the current code. And then it said, we have been running on the 1991 Uniform Building Code. The information provided to me is that the town is currently operating under the 2012.
Right.
And then he said again, the board has to determine how it wishes to proceed with, as we have to do an ordinance.
That's why I'm making a motion
And
that
then-
we adopt 2018.
So if we do that and the board adopts the 2018, then I will send this back to Adam so then he can start the process of drafting and proposing an ordinance to be read to the board for acceptance.
I make a motion to adopt 2018 international building code.
So do you
But wait, he
you
says
have to
no.
go make a motion to have a resolution done up to adopt
Right.
the 2018
Okay, I
building
make a
code.
motion that we make a resolution to adopt.
But he says no ordinance shall be adopted by any city council
Yes,
of
and
any city unless the same has been previously introduced.
Right. So
And that's where he would
so
do,
he does his part, sends it to us, we read it,
okay,
and then we proceed with getting the international building code.
So is it the board's wish to go to
2018.
adopt the 2018?
Yeah, you make the motion to have a resolution then up to adopt the 2018 bill.
Can I get a second?
Second,
Also remember that all these older houses.
No one says you might, Robert.
Will not be affected,
I thought they were grandfathered in.
will not be affected. Are
Yeah, they
grandfathered
won't
in.
they won't be affected.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero, Mr. Romero,
Yes,
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
yes.
could I make a motion? How about if we go through this and pick things that we could talk about next meeting? 'Cause we're gonna be here till
That's why I said we have so much on our plate that we need to have a second board meeting. We need to have a regular board meeting twice a month, only to get past some of this stuff. What happened to the utility worker?
I guess he didn't show.
So you have an application for,
Should we table that to the next one, maybe go short?
For Derek?
yes. For, yes,
I was going to. My patience is running out here. If we could get Derek on, part-time utility worker. He has the experience for digging. Let me shake your head. So I'm done, please. He has the experience to dig sewer, gas, and water line taps. Whereas Richard doesn't have that experience. So if we could get Derek on board part-time, don't shake your head.
I don't wanna bring it up, but why was he terminated?
Well,
I don't know, I wasn't on the board, and that's not something to be
Right.
discussed in an open session. But the reason I'm shaking my head is because through,
Tim's up.
FinZet, we have to have a full-time,
utility worker,
Yes.
gas
operator.
operator.
you won't be, that's not gas operator thing there. That says utility worker.
That's
not
what
gas.
he's applying for, is the, gas department. To be the, he already, when he worked before, he was OQ in gas.
Or what do we gotta pay to get Richard qualified?
It's just utility department.
We need to get Richard certified for the drinking water, for the water license, so that we're not paying somebody else to use their license. When in reality, it costs, once their training is over, won't we pay $600 or something for their license? And the town has the use of that water license.
But we need to do a stipulation that if the town's gonna have them
That's,
certified and paid, then they have to stay with the town a certain amount of time. They can't just.
that is another thing that the town needs to address, that once the town pays for their water, for their license, they have to, stay and work with the town for a certain period of time. Instead of you get your license and then you go.
Well, it seems a lot of this stuff's been neglected for a long time.
Oh, there's a lot that's been neglected, but anyway, so, Derek is applying for the gas department.
So what that says, it says utility.
So should we table this until we should just call him and see if.
So we can
he's
talk
interested,
about
or
it?
If he's not, then we can just move on and get him and see if somebody else will apply.
Yes.
Okay.
So
If
do you
that's
wanna
the
table it
board's
for-
decision,
The 13th or the 27th?
the 13th. He called yesterday when I was here, checking if somebody that was getting ready to OQ
So I motion to table this application for Mr. Marquez until the February 13th.
Second,
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
yes.
Lighting in front of town hall, Mr. Romero.
Let's table that. So, next meeting. It's not an emergency.
13th or the 27th.
Just tell them what you want,
How hard would it be,
and hopefully we could just correct it.
how hard is it to get the lighting that you need? How much time, or what does it require?
Can we, like a motion sensor maybe, can we
Solar-
put that, or,
solar powered motion sensor.
right? If we address that now, then we don't have to table it.
Right, let's address it.
So we need a solar power what?
Motion, you want a motion detector or just a light?
Motion detector.
Okay.
So we need to, get an estimate.
They're running anywhere from,
$12 to $40. I've seen them for $12.
Is our maintenance capable of installing?
Rich is maintenance, right?
I don't think there's any electrical work to it.
no, not if it's solar.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to a hole and
Take Rich a couple hours to put it up.
Not even.
And make a motion that we purchase it and get it put up.
Seconded.
That's one we got checked off.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
Yes.
So guys, UPeople's live on the scene. He's live over there.
Looking around and there's a bunch of trash up there.
They didn't publish the meeting
There were
online.
a lot of trash. I haven't been by there, but Rich said there
We
was.
need-
If you people didn't show up, we wouldn't have this meeting. So thanks, you people.
Or seal the damn thing up one way or another. He said dig a damn trench all the way around. But people are gonna get hurt. if you do that.
Yeah, thank you, people.
I say, put a motion camera, just a small one, like for hunting.
I think there should be, what are they called, those cameras like they use the hunters? The trail cameras, and then that way, whoever's dumping the trash, because that shouldn't be happening. You know, and then at least, you know, we get a make and model of a vehicle and maybe a license plate.
We already have trail cams, so.
Where,
Some in the shop.
yeah, see, so
We need to put them up.
Better make sure
trail
they're
cams
high.
for the ball field? Is it the ball field or across?
It's where the motorcycles go.
Where
Is
you
there-
have the bonfire.
Is there a
There are
secure
enough
place
poles?
we could put them though, so that, because if you just strap them low, people see them.
I think you can put high enough on that one telephone pole out there that they got. And it'll detect the motion, just like the hunters do up in the trees.
Yeah, but you could wing it down to where the area you want done, so that would be a good idea to get some kind, something there.
We want to see you climbing a ladder.
Who?
The little SD card.
Just kidding.
I go, whoo,
I make a motion that we put trail cams up on the pole there and see what happens.
that the town already has,
Town already owns 4.
okay,
We need to put no dumping signs up also.
I'll
I
add no
second
dumping
it.
signs to it.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
Yes.
In the meantime, what are we gonna do by cleaning up the trash?
Can we schedule a cleanup day?
well,
Man, there's a lot of.
I will try, I will call, I had talked to Derek about if they will donate a dumpster so we can have a cleanup day. I think Donna and I had talked about that even before, about having a cleanup day.
Is this, what type of materials out there?
There's, plastic bags, there's a lot of wood. Metal. Tires.
Somebody just cleaned their yard.
At one point, we used to have bonfires here. Can we make an offer to the fire department, let them use it for training? Or a lot of it before we dump it?
We'll have to get the tires out of there for sure.
Yeah, get the tires out, but
But yeah, a controlled burn would be,
They'd be better.
do we have a dump truck?
Yes.
We can have a tractor pretty soon with a bucket on the front.
we got them back.
Load that truck up.
You got the backhoe with the company.
Huh?
Backhoe's a flame roller.
Load the truck,
Who-
load the
Who's
truck up with
gonna
the truck.
dispose of the tires?
Tires you have to dispose of separately.
Yeah, but who's gonna do it?
What do they charge to?
Yeah, Trinidad will take the tires, but you gotta pay a certain amount for each tire.
What is it, they charge at the dump?
It is like $3 a tire. I think.
There are a lot of tires?
Yeah, they've got a lot of tires out there in Trinidad.
No.
Can you just-
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how many tires.
You sure?
And are we gonna consider putting a fence back up around the property or not?
Did they used to have a fence?
Yes, but somebody,
It was just one wire running all the way across from pole to pole.
but somebody, no, not from pole, people.
Do we
There was
have
people-
fencing
Yeah.
available? Like maybe,
And
I haven't
a
seen
lot of the
it.
T-posts are missing, some of the wires missing.
you think people just took it?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel the same way, sir.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry, this is it going on too long.
Well, hopefully the camels will help.
So we're going on to the resolution?
Yes, let's go on to resolution 2025. -1 to adopt the budget for 2025.
That was supposed to be done last year.
Motion to adopt resolution 2025-1,
I second it.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes,
Mr. Trio.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-1-2. To set mill levy. A resolution levying general property taxes for the year 2024 to help defray the cost of government for the town of Aguilar, Colorado for the 2025 budget year. Whereas the Board of Trustees of the town of Aguilar has adopted an annual budget in accordance.
They want that federal money, but don't want to follow the federal laws.
January 23rd, 2025.
Is that
and
funny?
Whereas the amount of money necessary to balance the budget.
Yeah, nothing like that contradiction in term, right?
$234,058.41, and whereas the amount of money necessary to balance the budget for bonds and interest is zero, and whereas the amount of money necessary to balance the budget pursuant to 29-1-301 and 29-302, 1.5 for capital expenditures is zero, and whereas the net total taxable assessed valuation for the town of Aguilar is certified by the county assessor as $2,344,410. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the town of Aguilar, Colorado, that purpose of meeting all general operating expenses of the county of Aguilar during the 2024 budget year, therefore it is hereby levied a tax of 11.251 mils upon each dollar of the net total taxable assessed valuation of all taxable property within the town for the year 2025. That for the purpose of meeting all bonds and interests of town of Aguilar during the 2025 budget year, there is levied tax of 0 mils upon each dollar of the total valuation for assessment of all property within the town of Aguilar. Adopted this 23rd day of January 2025.
How much does 11.251 increase your tax line? Anybody have a dollar figure?
I don't,
What are we paying now?
also a reminder that we will in March revisit, as needed, like March, July, the budget, to make the adjustments needed. So that's why next year we'll have a balanced budget.
That figure from the attorney? The 11.251?
No.
Who come up with that figure?
The assessor's office. They sent you, where it says 2,344,410, that comes from.
What a shit show. Nothing changes. Like it ain't all over Facebook.
You know what's funny? She's saying like 2.5 million. I'm just curious as to how much money Baxter's gonna get out of this town out of that 2.5 million.
Oh my gosh. Siete is about to take half that. Over half that. Yeah.
This ain't good.
Well,
The town may be under new management.
Yeah, and the insurance company isn't about to cover that fucking shit, so they're really screwed.
Yeah, I mean if that gets into the millions of dollars.
And like
this town's history.
The point Vern was trying to make was the different funds. That's a HUF fund. It's supposed to be used for the roads, dude. You can't claim that as your general fund money. Like, get out of here. You don't have that much money, not even nowhere near close. If $36,000 or $40,000 of it goes to the HUF fund.
And the worst part is she already has that money earmarked to be spent.
Used here, there, and everywhere. Like it's and that's
like it's free money.
It's taxpayer money. It has strings attached. Yeah, they're not too bright.
Can we get a motion to accept the resolution 2025-1?
And then did you notice Sarah's like, oh, we didn't get no HUF money, trying to play it off, and then the mayor's like, oh yeah, we did.
It's right here. They already. But the funny part is, if you go back to the last meeting, the mayor said that's where they get the money from.
And who's the acting town clerk right now? And she don't know that the HUF fund money came in, thousands and thousands of dollars. Come on, bro.
I got to be honest with you. In my opinion, I think that part of the problem here is the attorney. I don't think they're getting sound legal advice, and that's just my opinion.
Oh.
Approval of bills.
Question for you. Why are we
Approval of
still paying
bills.
this
We'll pay them with that
first
HUF fund
and then
money.
paying Diamond same
That
time?
looked like $3,000.
Oh,
The
shit,
one
man.
for him was,
So the anything under 10 towards our building permits, we did 2 building permits recently. And then Diamond T is anything he's doing for the audit.
Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. Been a busy day. Holy shit. UPeople's live on the scene, guys. Make sure you stop over, give him a thumbs up.
And you do have an actual bill from Diamond, right?
Yep, I have it here if you'd like.
No, no, I
And I
just.
make it, yeah, I have that bill.
Also, MGMS committee, why are we paying that?
because they've been on hold since, March.
Yeah.
So it's a back bill that we owe.
Yes, it is.
No questions.
No,
And while we're on the subject of bills, I need the board's approval to, when I met with, SGM, and they want the town to start making a payment agreement with them, or to start making payments to pay back the $155,000 that we owe them.
How close, how close are we to them coming back to work, or is it still?
They've already lifted the work order. Our issue is getting them paid. And there's a possibility Siete may not come back. But Siete pretty much has been completed, you know, I mean, has done a lot of their work. But they won't get the full amount. There's gonna be a retention fee.
Right.
And so we will get the pay order. I will look at it with some bills. Ken and I have to go over those to see what's owed and not owed, and whatever payments need to be. And then it goes to Adam, and then Adam can send it to Jennifer, and then Jennifer checks it for USDA, and then they will approve it for USDA to pay. And then with SGM, they've agreed, I said we would make a payment of $10,000. And then after that, we can make a payment monthly. But
Have you got the payment figured out monthly?
and the reason for that is because I have a call to Sursa, trying to see, with insurance coverage. So with that, if, we can get money, reimbursement for some of this, the loss of the 155 or misplacement, whatever it was, then, we may not have to pay.
Yeah, if we get them to come back. they'll
Yeah,
be-
and I.
Misplacement. Get the fuck out of here, you dumb bitch.
Misplacement.
Misplacement. You don't just misplace $100 some thousand, dude. Nobody in life does that.
You might get more out of it than I
Sounds a
have.
little criminal to me.
Yeah, we need to get that started again.
So if the board approves that, then, Stephanie can send a check out with the bills tomorrow.
Oh, I know what I wanted to do.
Yes.
The scope update, a comment last meeting that there's some online bills that are paid.
Yes.
Are they listed here?
So anything that says in E, it's electronic, so some of them are on payroll, debit card, but some of the online bills would be,
He pays the taxes through that, right?
yeah, so like the, trying to find one.
Payroll is listed as type B, so that'd all be electronic.
Yes.
So like Ken Torres, that would be a check because it's under his name. On the back page, AT&T, that is a online line bill.
Now it's
Right now,
back
we're
under his
about
name.
89 lines that have
So we're still paying him and his wife's
So
company.
I'm working with AT&T.
I'm assuming.
The same guy that got the town involved in the lawsuit. That's gotta be some kind of, comma.
Right. Got him.
Colorado Department, that's our state taxes on payroll.
You don't have to go through all the-
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Once you said something about.
Yeah.
something else that we, need to address is we do not pay Walsenburg until, like, the check will go out tomorrow. Walsenburg is charging us
$202 late fee because we've been late on. all the
because we
bills.
don't pay till
The end of the
after
month.
our board meetings.
I'm
So,
seeing if we can forego the late fee because we don't have our meeting till the fourth Thursday. I already talked to CCOM yesterday about it and no, we can pay ahead, but they won't waive the late fee for any reason.
So what about changing our meetings to the first of the month?
that's, well, I think, so the pay period will change in order to avoid those late
Late
charges.
fees.
And the
That's a
majority
lot of
is
money if you consider, what, $270?
just for the one bill. So I mean, the majority of them are. due
Unless it's a hotel room, then that's a deal.
Or the 15th, so they can get there in time.
Yeah, a Marriott one.
And make a
When do you get the
motion.
bill from, oh, wait,
Wait a minute, no motion yet.
when do you get the bill from, Walsenburg?
Walsenburg, it comes out the beginning of the month and it's due by the 21st. So
Is the town still, making up the difference?
yes.
Yes, that's another, no,
It can't be done
that
until
is,
a rate study
that
done.
is a
Yeah,
part
we have to do a
that
rate
we
study.
have to do the study, we have to do, and I didn't log on to their, meeting, but.
Hey, dude, you know what's
it's
funny?
having some kind
They
of
can't pay the
increase in
gas bill,
price.
but they can pay her
But
hotel
the
bill.
town is picking up the difference on the gas, and it's been doing it for several years already, and the town cannot afford that kind of, burden. Same thing with the water. Same thing with, we're talking about the water tax, the sewer tax. The town charges a certain amount for a water tap, but they don't charge the installation. And then when I looked at the communities surrounding us, one town charges $5,000 for the water tap itself and $2,000 for a connection fee. Yeah, and they do the same thing for sewer, and they all have a connection fee, and the town of Aguilar doesn't have any of that. So I don't see where the town benefits from, because it costs money if there's no connection fee. And that's another item that needs to be addressed.
Well, I know that
Cost us to
in-
install. You started.
in around 2001, I think it went up to $6,500 for sewer and water tap. And that was voted by council
When?
in about 2001, 2002.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's SGM
We were on
that
the
did a water study like 3 or 4 years ago. And it was given to the town and nothing was done with it. But we are so behind on our water rates compared to all the surrounding communities that they did the study on.
Whenever somebody say that, I come in and I bought a water tap, like, you cost 3,000. What does it involve to start a water tap for someone for 3,000?
Can't drink it, can't bathe in it. We're gonna charge you double for it.
Meter, the line from the main to the meter.
That's special water there.
And a line into the house.
No, the customer does the line into the house.
But I mean, it goes from the.
Save your money, folks. The coffin's only $3,000.
Main, yeah, main to the property line, we install the meter pit, all that, and then we have a little tap off of that, and then the customer has to connect from there and take it through their property.
But
On their own.
But the town couldn't do the connection on the other side at all?
We would do from the main to the
But Bill-
property line.
but I mean like bill the customer to install that line.
And then that it's in our ordinances that, yeah,
That would put us
they
as
do.
contractors.
See, and the town stops
To do their own.
at a
Right.
certain point.
Right, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that if somebody wants a meter installed, we could install it, but charge them if they want it, an additional from that meter to the house. I mean, because I've seen where they've messed with the meters and
Does that mean they're gonna
That's
change,
that
they're
meter
gonna
and
follow
then
the
the
town
other ends
ordinance
up
that
getting
says
broken.
the thing
And
has
see,
to be
they
out
have
on the
no
street,
business
not in your
messing
yard?
with Any type of meter, because that is town property, and that's a serious offense.
But I'll give you an example. They moved my meter on my house. out
It's a
in
serious
the front
offense
of my
tampering with
house.
those meters.
Okay, they did a crappy job. But I had a leak on my side. I went to fix it. The town side fell apart. So that's what I'm saying is if maybe changing that just a little bit as to putting the tie-in on that. On
But
the
that's
meter
where
side.
Vernon said, when we get into that type of, that presents a liability to the town, but, I'm not a plumber, so I'm not,
Hey, remind me again,
The building-
aren't they supposed to be like
uh,
replacing all the lead pipes, the water pipes in the town?
Bring the meter to the house. I mean, that's
Breaking
part of the
news,
plumber's
she is
job.
not a plumber.
Well,
Well,
that's,
and
yeah,
that
that's
goes
the
with
plumber, that's not
The
our,
homeowner would
that's
have
the
to have
meter.
it signed off by their-
You could have fooled me, cause she shovels shit like nobody I know.
the water treatment by their plumber. I mean, by the plumbing inspector after their plumber hooked it up.
also, we had to have, an emergency plumber come out. Right after Christmas, the sewer was going in the house. It was coming up through the commode, it was coming up through the drains, bathroom. He went and he did like 33 feet maybe that he fed by hand, the line. And then it just stops and then.
Oh, shit, is
his
the cop
machine
coming back?
feeds that out to the sewer meter, and that's the one that, Rich and Greg tagged.
Bam, right on
But
time.
there's an issue there, there's a break or something in the line, we won't know the
Oh, I'm
actual
wondering if we missed the public comment.
issue until it's dug up. And we need to have it fixed because.
It's not like nobody
the
commented. No one
sewer
cares.
is, when it backs up, not only does it go in the house, but it's on the ground and it's bubbling all, it was awful.
One other item. How about a year? Where's the bill for that?
For
I
what?
haven't got it on there yet because I have the invoice, I have the receipt and, they already picked the community or the library paid their half of it, so. And that should be on the next bills, I'm just waiting on the invoice.
I want the board to know that Frank Brawlhaus installed this thing.
Yes, thank you, Frank. We appreciate you. And thank you for helping him, Mr. Romero.
What are you going to do with the old water heater?
When they haul the tires, they can haul the water heater.
He's willing to haul anything, but I didn't want to ask, so I mean, I
Who?
don't know what happened
John
to the
Paul.
old stove and.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left on the agenda.
What? Will they come and pick it up?
I don't even see public comment
You
on the
might charge
agenda.
if he comes and picks it up, but I mean.
Oh.
Take it down there in the truck.
Apparently this boy told them they could get rid of it altogether without any input from the community.
Husband. Never.
And this fridge is also not working, I mean, I mentioned that that was okay.
To haul
we
it
could
away.
This one out. And I don't know what happened to the stove, if the old stove, if it's still at the center, but I mean,
And
he's willing to
those-
take it,
and
if
stove
these
is-
are okay with it.
The old stove at the center is working, but it belongs to him.
Oh, okay, well, I will not touch that.
Right?
So are we going to motion to approve the $10,000 check in the bill? Or
But
are
we
still
need
talking
approval
about-
of the check and then the bills altogether.
You can't say.
A motion to, what'd you say?
Second.
Or Mr. Romero second.
And that's to approve the bills and the 10,000 to SGM.
Yeah, so it's approval of bills, then there's quote for installing water meter,
I went over
utilities,
the water
vacation
meter.
request,
Yeah.
and then SGM.
The size, before I brought the board those, bids. William told me that it wasn't leaking anymore.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr.
Not the water meter, the
Mr.
roof.
Trinnell.
She said it's not leaking anymore.
Yes.
And she said, whatever they fixed, they fixed it. I said, it hasn't been fixed.
No, that's not true because, my wife told me that the other day it was leaking.
Okay. And I'll get back with her because she told me it wasn't.
And when I went in there, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, there was a bucket there, and I looked and it was empty, but I knew it might have been leaking in the evaporator.
Vote for installing water meters.
What is that? What is this thing?
So we have a water meter that needs to be connected. And we don't have anybody to do it. So in order to show that, it does present a hardship on the town, and we don't have anybody to do it. So who even sent Dean?
No, so this, I called, I tried to contract with, see if Trinidad would contract with us to do the water meters. We tried to, plumbers and stuff, so Trinidad, nobody would come out, so I was given this number by,
MGM?
Chuck from.
Colorado
Colorado
Rural.
Yeah.
So this is a company out of Denver, they're the only ones that are willing to come out here and install a water meter, and that's gonna be the price to do it.
And that's a no, and that was the
And
part
this was
where,
also.
No one wants to work for them.
Just for them to come and do the work, they would.
They
have
gotta
to
go
install
3
it,
hours away.
we would have to
And our-
purchase all the parts for it. Yeah, so I mean, I know we have some.
When nobody knows your name.
So we got a quote, but this is what it's gonna be.
If I was them, I'd want fucking payment up front before I even hit the road.
and I know that, and Vernon had brought that up before, but I know that Derek said that he would do it on the weekends and he would charge
$20 an hour.
$20
And
an
he said
hour
it
to
would-
install it.
Yeah.
But
Where's this meter at?
Forest is just right out of the town. But there, see how much even right there where, they're gonna travel from Denver. But still, the town is losing because they have the parts, that they have to pay for.
And like Linda said, we're only charging 3,000 in city limits, 6,000 out of, so without their mileage, I thought it was 40-some hundred to just put the meter in, but we still have to pay for the parts, and I believe Rich had called to get a quote for the parts, and I don't think that they've gotten that. yet.
I would go with.
Could we contract with Derek just to do that one job for now?
Well,
My question is the liability, he
That's
doesn't
the-
have. it.
Yeah, hire Derek to do it.
So as just a contractor, he has to have liability insurance. I thought, can we hire him part-time as a part-time employee to do things like that, so that he would be covered under our insurance?
An on-call employee?
No,
Well,
hire him
he
in,
doesn't
fuck
go
it.
Monday through Friday, so any like installing meters, it would have to be done on the weekends, and he said he was fine doing that. He also said that his son would be willing to work with him as a spotter for $20 an hour as well.
So could we do it like a part-time, like on-call part-time, and he'd be covered by the insurance?
We with Marty, I mean, it's on call as needed, there was no set hours, there wasn't any set hours, I thought something about 20
he
hours. a
said,
week.
well, it would take maybe a weekend to do it
He
with
told
the
me-
two of them.
He said probably 2 to 3 days, 1 day to dig and then to install everything, 1 to 2 days depending on the weather, which the way the weather's going, that might be extended. But honestly, I'm out of options of trying to find anybody to
I'm
change
just saying,
meters.
And I know that MGM is having an issue because, coming out, they said they were really busy and that, but I know they're owed a lot of money, so.
I think we gotta go with Derek.
It's funny when you don't pay your bills, no one wants to work
so,
for you.
Okay, and we can go back, revisit this.
As needed.
As needed.
You could go back, revisit this, right? And you can hire him part-time.
Well, that's what I was mentioning, but you kept shaking your head.
Well, no, he told me he was put in for the gas operator.
But that's not what.
Well, and basically whoever does, like Rich, if he wants to do water, then whoever else we hire needs to be willing to get certified.
They do all
for
of it.
gas. We
And
don't have
Rich
to-
is gonna get gas certified too, right?
So, I mean, we need one to do water, one to do gas or something. I mean, and I don't think it's, I don't think we should leave it up to the employee to decide what they want to do, the board would make the decision. But so basically, I was under the impression that Derek had applied and was willing to come back full time. But he didn't show up, so I don't know what happened with that. But worst case, maybe he'd still be willing to do the part-time.
I would say an on-call part-time.
You told me that he worked.
So the kid came to work and then stopped coming to work?
Either way, for the full-time or just part-time.
As needed.
And then that way if he does
As needed.
accept it,
As needed.
Part-time. And then
I think he was making 15 an hour when they fired
I'm
him.
saying if they make the motion on him doing that,
Just
Part-time.
part-time, yeah. to
temporary,
be-
and as needed or
As needed
On call.
part-time.
then if you want to make a motion on that, and then we contact him, and if he accepts it, then we're good to go with it, if not, then.
But
Whatever.
he's covered for any liability is the issue.
Well, I'd make a motion that we hire Derek on those terms,
As a premium.
part-time as on-call.
He already has some kind of.
Make sure he takes the drug test.
If he's interested, I mean, let's
Well,
do this, and then if
no,
no,
then we'll have to go.
yeah, then we won't have to go through this again.
Well, I talked to him and he said he wasn't. Before this application.
Well, yes, and this just happened, like, I believe last week, he brought that out, and we were under the impression he was willing to do that full time from what I got from him, but I don't know what happened. And then would he need to, if he accepts, he needs to go do the drug and alcohol test and background check, right? So there's motions and, at $20 an hour.
Yes.
Mr. Romero, Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trill,
Yes. I make another motion. That the town board trustees have meetings the first week of the month.
If we just decided that.
We didn't make a motion.
Because we want to do 2 meetings so that we can cover all that we need all the changes that need to happen, with, water, with the tax, with, also he's looking into. that's
She
another
sounds so funny.
Building code thing for, the zoning and that for crimes. He's looking into that too, but until the board decides where they're at with this.
13th.
So we don't have to make a motion for that. I mean,
We
from
already
now
did.
on, for meetings,
So we agreed to the second Thursday and the fourth Thursday. For right now.
okay.
Thank you.
So we're good with utilities and. Is that where it went on? I don't need it, Sarah. You were just adding stuff. I have a vacation request that, I put to add to your packets. Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
we are on vacation request.
Motion to approve it.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne,
Yes.
Mr. Trio.
Yes.
Okay, SGM, they have lifted their, not their nonstop order for work. And like I said earlier, we don't know, once we get that check to see if they're, we'll see if they're gonna come back. But they will do a walkthrough, hopefully now in February. And once they do that, work should resume at the pond. And once that's done, we can apply for DOLE grants to start on the water storage. And with that, if nobody has any questions, can I get a motion to adjourn? Not everybody all at once.
Motion to adjourn.
I just contacted Derek, this lady, because the truck broke down, he'll call you in the morning.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Ms. Gilman,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Romero,
Yes.
Mr. Thorne, Mr. Trio.
Yes.
I am going to send
There goes the caps.
everybody,
That was it,
don't answer it, but I'm going to send everybody.
There was the cops. Go get the cops, you people.
prices for,
He's got kinetic customs,
tax,
scales.
so that will be knowledgeable.
Top people over there in his chat.
I gave everybody different ordinances from different communities in the town of, the cities of Colorado, so that we can take it apart or decide what we're gonna do about campers and stuff.
So you did look some up, huh?
I gave it, oh, you weren't here, I gave it to the board to look at.
Is that what you feel like that?
I don't know, we'll get you a copy. Huh? You have it. Remember?
What a
we're
shit
gonna
show.
review all the campers, but we didn't have a code enforcer.
Keeping it gangsta.
Yeah, but don't answer, no, I said don't answer, but I'm gonna send you what Ryan pulled for, all the caps and everything, and the money that campers are using. Eric said we can ask for all of their,
That's why I have a hard time doing that.
for the water. Well, we're gonna have to do gas.
It's funny they didn't want to go live on Facebook today, huh?
Yes, sir.
On an outside light, I mean, put up.
For what?
Outside light.
Just bring your receipt, sir. Yes, I'd like. Huh?
Oh my lord. A town run by a bunch of criminals. Go figure.
Man. Well, like I say, they didn't want to go live, so good thing UPeople was there. I mean, if they don't want to go live, I guess I'm just gonna have to start showing up there again to all their meetings, going live my damn self, you know.
You know, it's too complicated for her to do the sound system and the Facebook Live.
Oh, well, did you notice it was too complicated for Sarah to even get up and hand out paperwork? The mayor herself had to keep doing that.
Those.
It's insane. Her and the other one are dead weight. They should just cut them. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think that they should get rid of those two clowns. Clearly, they can't handle the job that they were hired for. Neither one of them. It's insane.
Yeah, terrible. Well, did he cut it or just lose it?
Well, that's the area that you usually start to lose your signal out there.
He's just buffering a little. Yeah, buffering a little bit. Yeah, they don't like him showing up. So what can you do, man? You know?
They don't like to see him coming, but they love to see him go.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate you being here. Been a long, long day. We got a lot done.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for being here. Appreciate the thumbs up. Hopefully everybody has a good night. Stay safe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Night,
Till
folks.
then, later.